How long, how long, how long, how long gonna go this so far? How long, how long, how long gonna go this so far? How long go, how long, how long, how long gonna go this so far? Yes, yes, you can hear me now. Oh, my goodness, man. How long, how long? Okay, we're back at last. Oh, goodness me. So, it's been a trying time. I had to go and fix that, so beg your pardon. Something was wrong, and we're trying to fix it. Okay, so we're just going to be on YouTube for a while first, just to make sure we can get it working. Okay, so I'm hoping that it works. I don't know what is quite happening, but I'm going to try. Let me just, I'll record it as well, just in case, because I'm not quite sure what is going on. It's just been really jerky and unreliable. So I hope you can bear with me. Do bear with me. It's just been very difficult. It's something is going on and I'm not quite sure what it is. Right, okay. So we were talking about the constitution and the fact that 27 of the local of the house of assemblies rejected it. So that has meant that if you vote in any elections, you're wasting your time, to be honest. So let me just move that down. So let me just get this down. So if you've been voting and been thinking that your elections would you're going to impact the elections and everything else, you're not. It's not really going to do that. And that is why we were talking about this side of it. So I think we're back. I think so. I hope it is back. It looks like it is better now. It looks like it's stable. So what we were talking about, we then came and spoke about the need for us to understand that the local governments, the House of Assembly and the governors are all working together to ensure we remain all, at the behest of the fraudulent 1999 Constitution, which I spoke about. So I do apologize that the volume went. Now, one of the things that I'm adamant about and I'm very clear about, and I'm going to restate it, I want to restate it, is that the Constitution is a fraud. It's a recurring theme, and I know you'll have heard me say it a lot of times, but I'm going to say over and over, over and over, over and over. I will say it over and over that the Constitution is a fraud. The election is meaningless, and we are going to talk about things from that point of view. So let me just proceed. I hope you can hear me. I'm testing it now. This morning I normally would have followed a particular procedure, but for some reason I didn't quite follow that, and that meant that what I was doing was not really corresponding. So it was a little bit hit and miss, but nonetheless, what I'm trying to say here is this, and I will explain it. We basically know that the election is a fraud. So anybody who's who's believing in this election is just wasting their time. Good afternoon. Good afternoon. I'm gonna try and do it again. I'm trying to go back again on Facebook and see if this works, and hopefully it will be stable. So that's what I'm trying to do. So I'm trying to just test it. So just bear with me. So just bear with me. So we're trying to get everything working because I have to test all the parts of the system to make sure it's actually live and works. Because currently it's just been sort of really fits and starts. So bear with me. We will, once I get a clear picture, we can proceed as normal. Because it's just this morning it looked like it was working and then suddenly it just started playing about. So sometimes these things do happen. Do bear with us. But the message still remains the same. Obviously, we are going for Yoruba Nation, and we will continue to wake our people up. And what we are discussing on these shows, on Discord programs like this, is to awaken us, to make us understand that right, what is going on here is not the norm, and we have to expose it. And what we are trying to do in all we do in all our programs is to enlighten our people so that we can make informed decisions. So I'm back again. It looks like it's stable. I'm checking everything as much as I can. Please, if I do speak and there's no audio, don't ignore it. Let me know. Text me something, because I did leave some. I thought I was giving some really important information there, and it didn't really quite transpire to be the case because the things that I was talking about are things that are really of importance that we can really use going forward. So I thank you all for coming back, and like I said, there's been a lot of issues, but we will continue. I'm not quite sure even if it's stable at this minute, but all I can say is that we are doing our level best to try and continue with the broadcast, because it's important. And for some reason, I think there's some sort of interference which we're trying to deal with. But what I can say is that the voice is very, very clear, but I can see that the visuals are not moving with the audio. But we will try and just do a quick synopsis. Please, one of the things I want us all to start telling our people is this: there is no point going to a church. There's no point going to a church to try and fix a problem that was created in the House of Assembly. There is no point going to a mosque to try and fix a problem that was caused in the House of Assembly. There is no point going to Babalawo to try and fix a problem that was created in the House of Assembly. The House of Assembly and the governors and the Constitution. So that is what I'm really trying to state here. I hope this makes sense. It's just been very, very difficult this morning. But what we have been doing and what they've conditioned us to do, what they have conditioned us to do, is to turn to the Babalawo and the churches and the mosque to solve our problem, when the problem is staring us right in the face. So what I am basically trying to reiterate here and state again is that I'm hoping this will work. It is somewhat not doing it. I'm not entirely comfortable with what is going on, but I will do my level best with it. And I'm hoping that when I leave it a day or so, it will come back and I'll be able to carry on as normal, because the pictures are just they're not following my voice. The voice is clear, which is good in some sense. So in the papers, the Punch of the 25th of January said that the governors are the enemies. It's not only the governors, the House of Reps, the House of Assembly, they're all the enemies, because they make decisions. They make decisions about your future in a back room. They make a decision about your future in the back room, in the quiet, and then they announce it to you, and you have to live with it. And they smile and say, well, that's the law. And that is what is happening with the fact they refuse the local government autonomy. And they've done that so they can sit on the funds that is going to come into those House of Assembly, and that's meant for the local government authorities with power. So it is very important that we try to explain that. Again, I will come back again and probably talk about this in a different format later on. But I just want us all to be very, very clear that you're looking on the screen and it says that the governors are the enemy. You can see it. Governors are the enemy of this country. So it's not only governors, it's governors, House of Reps, senators, House of Assembly, all the government officials. They are all working to oppress and suppress us using a document that we had no hand in creating, which is the 1999 Constitution, which I keep talking about. So one of the things that I want us to really understand when we're talking about this is that when we don't take action collectively to confront them, we are giving them room to continue to oppress us. Like I said already, the 1999 Constitution is a fraud, and the election that is about to take place, is a fraud. This election that's about to take place is a fraud. So I'm trying to see what's going on here. Okay, 1 second, please. 1 second. Yeah, so the election is a fraud because the election is meaningless because the local government councils, they have no power. They have no, they cannot carry out anything on your behalf. You cannot hold them to account for your lack of roads, for your lack of water. You cannot do anything, in that respect. So we need to be very, very aware of that. We have to be aware of that. So 1 second, please. I'm just trying to get something sorted out because I think one of my batteries is not functioning on here. So I want to try and adjust it. So beg your pardon. So I'm going to try and see if that will work here. Okay, yeah. So it's just been a bit difficult. Sometimes things do happen and you think, what is going on? So I'm trying to resolve as many of the things going on as possible. So hopefully. Okay, 1 minute. So what I'm basically trying to say is this: is that the current system whereby the local government is being refused, they're refusing to give the local government money, is because of the fraudulent 1999 Constitution. And the only way we can fix that is to go for a referendum. That is really the only solution to this problem. That is the solution to this problem. And until we collectively address that, it's not going to change. I'm just trying different things out to make sure this thing is working, because I can see that the pictures are slow. So forgive me if I'm a little bit slow in carrying on with the normal way of doing things. I've just noticed the last few days there have been issues and I'm trying to solve it. But nonetheless, the central issue still remains that, please, we need to get our people to, if you cut your finger, let me just talk, since this is not really quite going the way let me talk for a bit. If you cut your finger, say you cut your finger, you will not leave that finger alone bleeding and then start fixing your face and hoping that will fix the cut. You won't do that. What you will do is you will fix the finger. You will stop the blood bleeding on your finger first. Then when you do that, then you can think, okay, you can solve the problem. Because what is going on is that we seem to have a situation where, yeah, something is going on. Sorry. So what I'm basically saying is that we have to go and face this problem where it is. We have to go and face it where it is. If we think that going to church to pray or going to the mosque to pray is the solution to our problems, we are mistaken. The people who are creating the problems, who are causing the problems, they are in our House of Assemblies, they are in our Senate, they are in the governors. They are all the ones causing it. So we need to mobilize ourselves together and go and confront them where they are carrying out these atrocities against us. That means that we have to go in group and actually organize ourselves to demand. For example, we should be asking them, why did you vote down the local government autonomy? We should be asking the governors, we should be asking the senators and the House of Assemblymen, and the senators and the House of Reps and all of the government officials, because they are all in it together. So that's what we need to do. We need to be doing that on a consistent basis. So that's what I'm hoping to put forward as a way to solve this. Now let me go into the next part of the broadcast. So let me show you what Dr. Abiodun did now recently. He took a picture with a photo op with this young man that was shot at by the police. And the thing is that Abiodun, in Ogun State, for the police to take any action, he will be aware of it. So we are not connecting the dots, and that's what I wanted to really bring to this discussion. I'm hoping that this works. Oh man, sorry about this. I'm not going to let this rest. I will solve it, but we are trying to nonetheless see why this is doing this. So I will probably have to come and redo this completely later on, but I'm trying to work out why. One minute. So I want you to see this picture in the meantime. You will see a picture coming up. The vocals are not. The visuals are not really doing what I want you to do. I'm not happy with it, but we will get to the bottom of that somehow. Even if I have to come 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10 times, believe me, I will do so. Now, the thing I want you to look at is that, you see, the governor who is there is Dr. Abiodun of Ogun State. Thankfully, the young man that was involved in that thing, thankfully, the one that was shot at, that was bleeding heavily, that's him. He survived, thankfully. So, and the governor is holding his hand. And you see, all they're doing there is a photo op. It's a photo op. It's a photo op. So, what I want us to really look at now is to make sure that we don't fall for the trick. It's a trick. So we really want us to be aware that what they've done there is just a photo op. It's not really going to address the issue, because the same governor is part of all of the 27 governors that voted to reject local government autonomy. Now, if they had local government autonomy, that means that the local government will be able to deal with the issues that relates to the lives of the people on a local basis. So water, light, road, bridges, school, they would have funds, and they will be able to, you can hold them to account. So that is missing in everything that's happening now. So that is why we're saying it is time for the local people to go and speak directly to the House of Assemblymen. We need to identify the House of Assemblymen and the governors, and to ask them, why have you rejected the local government autonomy? That is the only way forward, and we will encourage others to do the same thing. So I just wanted to come back and say that quickly. I'm going to run off now and really fix this thing, because it's really difficult to concentrate and get the flow right when I'm trying to get the message across, because there's a lot of information that I wanted to share. I've got a lot of breakdown of things, but the technical issues that we're having today has somewhat just derailed it a little bit. I'm not going to lie to you. So I will come back and represent this in a different format when everything is clear, because that I just cannot. When everything is really jerky and not really flowing, it's hard to really let it run off the tongue, as it were, in a clear, coherent manner. So there's things which I'm looking at, I'm thinking, what's going on? Why is this? Why is it happening? And I'm trying to deal with that, whilst at the same time trying to give you the information that we need and awaken us. Many of us are aware that the Yoruba Nation thing is not really going the way we want. But I want to, at the same time, take this opportunity to say great work to Mayegun and Yoruba Union, the Yoruba Union he created. They're doing a fantastic work. But let me see if I can come back later because I just can't carry on. I'm trying to go through it. There's a lot more that needs to be said, and I wanted to really go into it. But if I started moving the mouse and stuff, it's just not working. So that's why I'm having to put a stop to this now. But I'll be back later on, of course. But so far, please, I just want you to just think about this one thing. There's one thing I want you to think about. You cannot, you don't you don't stop the bleeding in the finger that was injured by trying fixing a problem, anything on your face. You fix that problem that's on your finger by concentrating on the problem on your finger. That means that you do not go to the church or the mosque or the babalawo to solve a problem that's been created by the politicians who are opposing and oppressing you. We go to the collective together to confront them and demand to explain to us why they voted down the bill for local government autonomy. At the same time, they are telling us to vote, and that is the question that I really wanted to pose. Because of only because of this system not really working, I'll have to end the broadcast. I'm going to do a proper analysis of everything, and then we'll come back. But please, the picture you see there is just a photo op, and they're not addressing the central and fundamental issue that the people who are in the states or the local government areas or constituents, they're not addressing it. And they just want to milk the system and deny local government the funds. That's why they took away the power of the local government. But what I'll do is I will come back again when this is much better and we can talk about it in a much more forthright manner. For now, I want to thank you for joining me. I just wanted to just try the system out, but it's obvious that I cannot move when I try and move a mouse or anything, or use something else. It's just not functioning the way it would. So I want to thank you for joining me, and we will see if I can do a proper job later on once everything is settled. But right now, I just need to bring this to an end. I want to thank you very much for joining me. I hope it's not been a wasted exercise. But one of the things that we want to do is to make sure that we begin to tell our people that we cannot solve a problem. If you have a cut on your finger, you don't fix the cut on your finger by doing something on your face. It will not work. You need to focus on that finger, stop the bleeding, then you can do anything else you want. And that's the same thing with what is happening to us. These people are telling us to go to churches and the mosque and everything else to pray when they are the ones who are the problem. That means they're trying to take our focus away from ever confronting them. And we need to wake up to that. We have to work together collectively to question, to get them to account for why they voted down the local government autonomy. I hope that makes sense. This the mouses thing is annoying and it makes it difficult to be able to proceed. There's a further work that I wanted to do to show you, but I will do that at a later time. For now, I want to say thank you very much for watching. You're watching Citizen AY, the platform where we speak truth to power. I'll be back later on. So I'll be back later on. Thank you and bye for now. I don't know what's going on.